Imagine rolling up to a super busy airport, only to find your flight, and hundreds just like it, simply gone. That's the harsh reality facing tens of thousands of travelers all across India right now, caught in an unprecedented network meltdown at IndiGo, the nation's biggest airline. For the past 5 days, a massive crisis has been unfolding, turning what were once bustling terminals into total chaos and frustration. Just today, over 400 IndiGo flights got cancelled, piling onto an already massive total of more than 2,100 cancellations across major Indian airports since early December. This isn't just some bad weather day, folks. This is one of the biggest service meltdowns in IndiGo's entire history. It's completely wrecked countless travel plans, from super important business meetings to those long-awaited family reunions. The sheer scale of this disruption has really sent shockwaves through the country's entire aviation sector, pushing the government to step in urgently and sparking a desperate scramble for answers. So, what exactly caused this colossal collapse? And how did an airline known for being so efficient suddenly find itself in such a mess? This whole crisis didn't just explode overnight, you know? It was more like a slow burn that then just totally spiraled out of control. Even back on December 1st, IndiGo was already seriously struggling with flights being on time, barely hitting 49.5%. Just a day later, December 2nd, that number plummeted to a really worrying 35%. But the real freefall? That started on December 3rd. That's when between 85 and 100 flights just got flat out cancelled, and their on-time performance crashed to an absolutely dreadful 19.7%. Then came December 4th, and things just exploded. We're talking around 550 flights grounded, and punctuality? It tanked to a shocking 8.5%. The absolute peak of this whole chaotic mess hit on December 5th, with a staggering 750 to over 1,000 flights cancelled across their entire network. Major Indian hubs, think Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, they really took the biggest hit from this entire operational meltdown. These cities, which are basically the lifeblood of India's domestic travel, completely transformed into choke points. We're talking insane congestion, endless queues, and rebooking nightmares for passengers. People, completely desperate for any shred of information, just kept frantically searching things like, IndiGo flight status or, has the IndiGo flight issue been fixed? They were just hoping for things to go back to normal, but honestly, that wasn't happening anytime soon. For anyone caught up in all this, it's been a nightmare, hitting them hard both personally and financially. Picture this. You need to fly from Delhi to Bengaluru, but then boom. Your IndiGo flight gets cancelled. Then the panic sets in, and suddenly, a one-way ticket on another airline could set you back a crazy 1 lakh rupees. And this isn't just a one-off thing. It's a huge problem everywhere because suddenly, with fewer planes, everyone's scrambling for seats on other airlines like Air India and Vistara. The result? It's nearly impossible to find a seat on key domestic routes. IndiGo flights are either completely booked up or, if you can find one, they're at absolutely ridiculous last-minute prices. Passengers, already fuming over cancelled flights, now faced an impossible choice. Either fork over a fortune or just ditch their travel plans altogether. And the human stories? They're just heartbreaking. People missing crucial exams, critical medical appointments getting delayed, and families getting separated when they needed to be together. This whole crisis has really shown us just how easily travel plans can fall apart, and how one airline's operational mess-up can completely derail lives across an entire nation. Some people are even calling this widespread chaos. Bharat, this whole crisis getting out of hand? Yeah, the authorities definitely took notice. India's Ministry of Civil Aviation quickly jumped in. They announced they'd be taking action against what they called opportunistic pricing, essentially, other airlines trying to cash in on IndiGo's bad luck. The ministry then flexed its regulatory muscles, saying they wanted to make sure fares were reasonable on those affected routes. It was a direct response to those absolutely wild price spikes. Meanwhile, IndiGo themselves were under a ton of pressure. The airline put out a public apology everywhere on their social media, admitting just how many passengers had been thrown into chaos. To try and fix some of the damage and calm down all those frustrated travelers, IndiGo then announced a full waiver on all cancellations and rescheduling requests for anyone flying between December 5th and 15th. Now, that move was certainly welcome, but honestly, it came after days of a huge mess and a lot of people losing money. So, the government stepping in and IndiGo saying sorry? Those are definitely big steps. But for a lot of folks, the harm was already done, and the big question of who's really accountable is still hanging over everything. So, we're now on day 5 of this whole mess, and word is, things might not settle down until at least December 8th. The fallout? Oh, it's still being felt across the entire country. I mean, we're talking about over 2,100 flights cancelled in just a few days. That's hit tens of thousands of people. It really just goes to show how crucial IndiGo is for domestic travel here in India. Major hubs like Delhi and Bengaluru are still seeing massive congestion, and customer support is just swamped. This is pushing more and more people online, desperately trying to rebook, searching for things like flight status live or Air India flight status. This whole crisis isn't just sparking outrage over those crazy fare hikes. It's also raising some really serious questions about consumer protection. It's a stark reminder of just how interconnected our travel systems are and how quickly one operational hiccup can spiral into a national emergency. Now, as India tries to recover from this truly unprecedented aviation meltdown, the lessons learned here will undoubtedly shape future policies and passenger expectations, making sure that a widespread disruption like this doesn't spark another wave of chaos.